You come home, and there is a fresh chunk missing from the corner of your sofa, or the skirting board near the wall has teeth marks in it, or your rabbit has started scratching frantically at the carpet in one spot like it is digging to Australia. And your first feeling is, why is this animal trying to destroy my flat on purpose? I promise you it is not personal, and once you understand what is actually going on, you can fix most of it. I'm a rabbit owner in Singapore, not a vet. I keep my rabbit in a small flat like most of you, and I read the local rabbit groups so you do not have to wade through the same panic posts over and over. Digging and chewing come up constantly because they are the two behaviors that clash most with living in a tidy HDB home. So let us go through why rabbits do them, what they are actually telling you, and how to give your rabbit somewhere legal to do both. Start with the most important reframe. Digging and chewing are not bad habits. They are core rabbit instincts, hardwired the same as a cat scratching or a dog sniffing. In the wild, rabbits dig burrows that is their whole home, and they chew constantly because their teeth never stop growing, so they have to wear them down by gnawing all day long. A rabbit that digs and chews is a normal, healthy rabbit. The problem is never that your rabbit does these things. The problem is only the target. It is digging your carpet instead of a dig box and chewing your sofa instead of a piece of wood. So the whole strategy is two parts. 1. Protect the things you do not want destroyed. 2. Give your rabbit better, more appealing places to dig and chew. If you only do part 1, you get a frustrated rabbit that just finds a new corner. If you only do part 2, you still come home to a chewed cable. You need both at once. Let us talk chewing first, because in a flat, the scariest target is electrical cables. A rabbit will chew through a phone charger or a fan cord, and that is dangerous for the rabbit and a fire risk for you. So before anything else, walk your floor at rabbit height and find every cable in reach. Tuck them up out of the way, run them through cord protectors, or block off the whole zone. This is the one non-negotiable. Everything else is about your furniture. Cables are about your rabbit's life. After cables, the usual victims in our flats are wooden furniture legs, the corner of a fabric sofa, parquet or vinyl flooring edges, and skirting boards. You can protect furniture legs with cardboard wraps or by blocking access. You can guard a sofa corner the rabbit loves with a cheap cover or by penning that corner off. And honestly, a lot of owners just accept that a free-roam rabbit will leave some marks and they keep the truly precious stuff out of reach. That is a fair trade for the joy of a free-roam bunny, but you get to decide your own line. This understanding tutti, tutti. Now the fun part, giving your rabbit legal things to chew. The gold standard is hay, and it is not a coincidence. A rabbit that is constantly eating grass hay is constantly grinding its teeth down and keeping its gut moving. So a big pile of fresh hay available all day is your single best chew toy. On top of that, untreated applewood sticks, plain cardboard, willow balls and willow tunnels, and seagrass mats all give a rabbit something satisfying to gnaw. Plain toilet roll tubes stuffed with hay are free and brilliant. The trick is to make the legal chews more interesting and more available than your furniture, and to scatter them where your rabbit actually hangs out. A quick safety note, because the pet aisle sells things that are not all safe. Avoid anything painted, varnished, or treated, and avoid pine and cedar wood, the aromatic kind, because the oils can irritate a rabbit. Stick to known safe woods like apple, untreated, and to plain cardboard and natural fiber toys. When in doubt, plain and boring is safer than colorful and chemical. Let me get specific about the cardboard trick, because it is the cheapest and most useful tool you have in a flat. Plain corrugated cardboard, the brown delivery box kind with no glossy printing and no tape, is brilliant rabbit material. A big box with 2 doorways cut into it becomes a castle the rabbit chews, sits on, and hides in all at once. Flattened boxes layered into a pad give a rabbit a satisfying surface to dig and shred. And in Singapore, we get endless delivery boxes from online shopping. So this stuff is basically free. The only rules are peel off all the tape and stickers, avoid the shiny printed packaging because of the inks, and replace it when it gets too chewed down. One box can keep a bored rabbit busy for days, and it spares your furniture in the meantime. Now a word on what chewing the wrong things can do, because this is where it stops being just an annoyance. When a rabbit chews and actually swallows non-food material, fabric threads, carpet fibers, foam from a sofa, bits of plastic, that material can sit in the gut and cause a blockage, and a blocked gut in a rabbit is a serious emergency. So it is not only about saving your sofa, it is about your rabbit not eating something that hurts it. This is the real reason free-roam rabbits need a properly proofed space. You are not just protecting the furniture, you are protecting the animal from itself. A rabbit that gnaws the surface of cardboard or wood and spits the bits out is fine. A rabbit that is tearing off and eating chunks of carpet or foam is doing something you need to stop. That frantic scratching at the carpet, the corner, the bed. It is a rabbit looking for somewhere to dig a burrow. The answer is a dig box. Take a low cardboard box or a litter tray, fill it with something safe to dig in. Shredded paper, plain paper, untreated hay, or torn up cardboard, and let your rabbit go wild in it. Some owners use a box with old towels for the rabbit to bunch up and dig at. The moment you give a digging rabbit its own dedicated digging spot, a lot of the carpet scratching quietly stops because the instinct now has a home. Placement matters in a small flat. Put the dig box and the chew toys near the spot your rabbit is already targeting. If it digs at the carpet by the sofa, the dig box goes right there, not in some far corner you would prefer. You are redirecting the energy to almost the same place, just into a box instead of your floor. Fighting the location never works. Agreeing with it and swapping the target does. Here is a factor a lot of people miss. A bored rabbit digs and chews far more. If your rabbit is shut in a small cage most of the day with nothing to do, all that instinct has nowhere to go, and it comes out as destruction the moment it gets free. The cure is enrichment and exercise. More floor time, more toys rotated so they stay novel, foraging that makes it work a little for treats, and a daily routine. A rabbit that gets a good run and plenty to chew in the evening is a calmer, less destructive rabbit. In a small home, that is genuinely the difference between a happy bunny and a wrecked sofa. There is also a hormonal angle. Unneutered rabbits, especially teenagers, tend to dig and chew and rearrange everything far more because they are driven to claim territory. Many owners find that destructive digging eases off noticeably after their rabbit is spayed or neutered at the right age. I am not going to tell you what to do medically, that is your vet's call. But if your young rabbit has become a tiny demolition crew, it is worth a conversation with a rabbit-savvy vet about whether the timing is right. Let me give you a realistic picture of how this plays out over the first year, because owners panic when a sweet baby turns destructive overnight. A young rabbit is usually fairly easy. Then somewhere around 4 to 6 months, adolescence hits, and suddenly it is digging at the carpet, chewing the sofa, flinging things around, and acting like it owns the flat. This is not your rabbit going bad. It is hormones arriving on schedule. For a lot of owners, this is the stage where the chewing and digging peak. It often settles down again once the rabbit matures and, where appropriate, after neutering. So if you are in the thick of the teenage demolition phase, take some comfort. It is usually a phase, and the redirection work you do now pays off when the rabbit calms down. One more Singapore-specific hazard while we are on chewing: houseplants. A lot of us keep indoor plants, and a free-roaming rabbit will chew them. Some common houseplants are toxic to rabbits, so keep your plants well out of reach or out of the rabbit's zone entirely. To the rabbit, a plant is just another thing to gnaw, but the stakes are higher, so it deserves its own caution. Let me be clear about what does not work. because people try these and feel terrible. Do not shout at the rabbit for chewing and never smack it. Rabbits cannot connect a telling off to the act. All they learn is that you are scary, and a scared rabbit is harder to live with, not easier. Spray deterrents are hit and miss, and some are not safe near a rabbit that licks everything. The thing that actually works is boring and reliable. Block access, redirect to legal targets, and tire the rabbit out with enrichment. Patience beats punishment every single time. Now the health part, because chewing and digging can occasionally be a signal rather than just instinct. If your rabbit suddenly chews far more than usual, or starts chewing and swallowing things that are not food, fabric, plastic, carpet fibers, that is worth attention, because swallowed material can cause a real blockage. And the rabbit that suddenly stops eating its hay, or seems to want to chew but is dropping food, can have a dental problem, since overgrown or painful teeth change how a rabbit eats. These are not things to diagnose yourself. So if the pattern of chewing changes suddenly, or your rabbit goes off its hay, that is a reason to see a rabbit-savvy vet rather than just buy another toy. So to pull it together, digging and chewing are normal, healthy rabbit instincts, not misbehavior. Protect the dangerous and the precious. Cables first, always. Then give your rabbit better targets. Hay all day, safe wood and cardboard to chew, and the dig box right where it already wants to dig. Fight boredom with enrichment and exercise, because a busy rabbit destroys less. Consider the hormonal angle with your vet, and never punish, just redirect. Do that, and your rabbit gets to be a rabbit while your skirting boards mostly survive. I am a fellow owner, not a vet, so for anything health related, a sudden change in chewing, going off hay, swallowing non-food, the move is a rabbit-savvy vet, and not every clinic here sees rabbits with real confidence. That is exactly why we keep a directory of rabbit-friendly vets in Singapore on singaporerabbit.com, along with plain, dated, local advice for our flats and our heat. We also send a free weekly digest for Singapore rabbit owners. So if that sounds useful, come join us there. Next time I want to talk about how a rabbit actually lives day to day in a small flat, free roam versus a pen. What a realistic routine looks like when you work full days. If you are figuring out rabbit life in Singapore, subscribe so you do not miss it, and I will see you in the next one.